May you find happiness and peace, and may your home stand the test of time.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be reacting to Charlie Crash Race Battling Pro Affirmative Action Activist. Wow, that's a really long title. So without further ado, let's get started.
And my question has to do with affirmative action, and I mentioned several times earlier. In the history of the United States, as we all know, Civil War ended in 1865, and a lot of people think that slavery ended back then, but there was another form that is called indentured servitude that lasted until around the early 1900s, and so this form sort of continued, and then we got the civil rights movement in 1965. And so my question is, given the history, there are injustices done on people of color, and do you think that they deserve some sort of reconciliation? And if so, if not with affirmative action, what form? And if affirmative action is the answer, which according to your answer earlier, not exactly what you agree with, but for what length, right? How long should it last? And that's my question.
No, like no reconciliation, no reparations. We've already overly prioritized in society. I'll prove it to you. There is institutional black privilege in society today, and no one wants to say it out loud. Blacks can get into college with lower test scores. They get more acting contracts. They're literally in every other television commercial, right? They're allowed to, literally, if a white person says a certain word, you could be completely terminated from public life.
That's true.
Right? And so we spent trillions of dollars post-Great Society, post the Civil Rights Act paired with the Great Society. Did any of that help? No, actually, blacks got poorer on average. And so before the Great Society, 75% of blacks growing up in America had a father and a mother in the home. Now that number is anywhere between 20 to 25%. So America got significantly less racist. We spent trillions of dollars in our urban corridor. We implemented affirmative action in our government hiring practices, in our corporate hiring practices, in our college admissions. And yet blacks on average are poorer than they were in proportion to the 1960s. What changed? And the answer is that we are not confident, we're not honestly courageous enough to empower black voices to say, hey, you have to fix the problem in your own communities. It's not about white guilt or white pandering. It's about, how about you stay with the woman you impregnate? How about you stop embracing gangster rap culture? How about you stop listening to music that glorifies the worst part of society? And people are afraid to say this, and Thomas Sowell wrote an entire book about it. And the affirmative action creates race resentment is what ends up happening. And while I acknowledge that, yes, of course there were laws that were unjust in the past, we've already lived under the biggest reparations program in the history of modern society, and it's been an abysmal failure. You want to know what true liberation would look like? Black America taking responsibility for their actions and doing the 3 to 4 things that are necessary to succeed in America. Getting married before you have kids, graduating from high school, get a job, any job, and not committing crimes. This is what drives me nuts about the looting stuff, is that people say, well, it's just a matter of, it's a matter of survival. How about you stop acting like a criminal? How about you stop stealing stuff and we justify it? And the more that we do that, the more we are building a baseline of an acceptance. And here's the thing, just so we're clear, blacks make up about 12% of the American population, more specifically black men, 6% of the American population. They're responsible for 60% of the murders. That's a thought crime. You have 6% of the American population doing 60% of the murdering. And yet white people are the problem? No. It's black privilege, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Follow-up?
Do you want to follow up? Sorry, you want to follow up?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have a short follow-up.
Yeah.
So thank you for your response, and that was great insight. And it sounds like you're personally affected to an extent through the effects that you talked about, but through the black communities. And since we are affected, and you as well, do you think we have some sort of responsibility to sort of fix the problems on, instead of just giving our opinion, actually doing to an amount of what we can do? And if so, what would that look like?
Yeah, it's a great question. So here's what's amazing, is despite the fact that Asians have harder job getting into college, harder job getting high, Asians are like the wealthiest group in America by far, despite all the things that are thrown. And you might ask the question, why? Well, it's because Asian Americans stay loyally married far more than any other ethnic group. They prioritize education, and I don't want to overly generalize, but Asian moms don't put up with their kids committing crimes.
That's true.
Am I right? Right? A bunch of Asians looting? That dog does not hunt in the Korean American community or the Chinese American community. So, yeah, there's like strong social fabric and cultural fabric that say it's not acceptable to engage in this sort of behavior. So, no, I don't think we should ask for any special treatment. I think this, what is the goal? The goal is to do our best to try to create a society that values meritocracy and values work ethic and things you can change, not things you can't change. Thank you, man. God bless you. Thank you.
Guys, this is 100% true. You see, I've noticed this about Asia. They are just cool set of people. They are just there doing their thing, trying to make ends meet for themselves, and they don't like make noise when they are around. They are just so quiet. They have purpose, and they strive towards achieving such purpose and or such goal. And that is one thing I love about these Asians. But let's come back to the blacks, and I feel, if I'm to be 100% sincere, I feel now we have a whole lot of privilege, being a black guy, being a black in America. You have a whole lot of privilege because a whole lot of people, want to associate with you. They want to do business with you. They want to make friends with you. They want the best for you. Now, they try their best not to say anything that will make it look like they're racist. Okay, they just want to be there for you. If you find it difficult and you see a white person around, the person is willing to like point you towards like anything you want. Like it's like they are depriving themselves of certain things just because of us. Maybe because of past experience, they feel like I don't want to be tagged racist, and now they're trying to be the best version of themselves. Or if they see a black person around, they're trying to be so cool with you, so that they won't be tagged racist. And I think there's nothing else we need to ask for them because they're giving us basically everything we need and everything we've ever asked for. This is what we've been fighting for. We want to be seen as the same. We want to be seen as, we don't want any white privilege. We don't want this. And now those things are the thing of the past. So I don't know why we are complaining. Because if it's, Charlie said 6% of the total population are black and we commit more of the crime. To me, I feel it's a very bad image because if 6% can commit a whole lot of crime, then what are we living for? What are we saying about ourselves? So the best thing is, let's copy the lifestyle of the Asian. Let's go out there, let's get our degree, let's get married when at the right time, and let's give birth to children when we are married, and let's learn how to stay in the marriage, not only marrying, give birth, and divorce. Let's learn how to stay in the marriage because the more we divorce, the more we endanger our children. Give them this notion that this feeling of not having a father figure or not having a mother figure around. So let's be there for the children. And aside from that, let's get a good paying job, and also let's be the best version of ourselves. I'm seeing, black Americans in the nearest future being the next Asian, being there, doing wonders. We're doing wonders in every aspect of life, in music and sport and so many other aspects of life. And I believe we can do more. So let's push in for the best. Let's push in for the best, okay? I feel the narrative in life is changing about blacks. That is the truth, the world can see us the way they want to see us now, but we are really putting in the work. And soon the result will be out, okay? I see a whole lot of blacks going to school, a whole lot of blacks doing well for themselves. I feel we can do more. So if you're in a community that still has this gangster and stuff, it's your duty to go out there and, talk to them. Because the more they are tarnishing our image, no matter what we do, people won't see it. So the more we're able to convince them, the more we're able to show them opportunities, I think it will be in our favor. Where I'm talking as a black guy, and I know I'm talking to other black guys out there and other whites. Let's be the best version of ourselves. The world is too difficult now than before. You see, before when my parents were growing up, life was a bit easy. Getting into the university was a bit easy. You can easily get, scholarship and all. But now it's kind of difficult. When in Africa, though, it's kind of difficult to get this, scholarship to go through school and all. Now you have to work send yourself to school and stuff like that. Then government provide grants, but those grants are no longer there. So it's kind of difficult now. So now let's make good use of every opportunity, because I won't even want to use my money to spend on myself to go to school and end up not performing well. So let's make use of every opportunity we're having now to be the best version of ourselves. In the next 20 years, black should be in a place whereby when a black man speaks, everyone will listen. Anyway, this is a beautiful one coming from Charlie. I enjoy it so much, and I enjoy listening to this guy. I want to see more videos from him. If you have any recommendation, let me know in the comment section. If it is your first time visiting the channel, click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and remain blessed.